Going on, everybody? Welcome to this Sunday football show. Doing this live stream today. Just doing a check-in, talking about some games that happened today. Talking about a couple bets that we had that put out some good profits for everybody from some of our own. So, welcome. If this is your first time joining, this is the first show of many like this going into the middle and the postseason. Got a lot of games left in the NFL, just so you guys know. So stay tuned. A lot of stuff coming. Just want to share stuff. Or share this actually regarding our new page. So for those of you guys that have been with us for a while, Bet with Gin. Bet with Gin was the name of our Gin Promotions Instagram page. That page has since became its own page because we liked it. We liked it a lot, but we didn't want to get twisted with everything else we had going on. So now the Gin Promotions Instagram is a separate entity compared to Bet with Gin, the Gin Sports Network, everything like that, Gin College. So there's a lot of pages that are in the works and that have already been made. So if you haven't already checked this one out and followed it and shared it with your friends, make sure to do so. So let's talk about some of the picks we had today. We'll dive into this big winner right here from our own Seth Conklin, putting out the big bet. And he was setting out a precursor for those of you guys that tuned into the fantasy podcast presented by GSN. You would know that he is going to be putting some big bets out. This is one of them. And if you had the chance to check this out earlier today, you would have caught this one, could have threw some coin on it, and definitely made some coin back. So plus 543. All the other picks pretty much hit pretty well with ease. Over 38.5 Kansas City Chiefs against the Washington football team that covered pretty easily. And then the Rams against the Giants, that's pretty automatic. Matt Stafford and the entire Rams offense are just clicking on all cylinders. So they're getting the job done. They're making it happen. And then the Packers and the Chicago Bears in a big rivalry matchup, they hit with ease. So they were happy to do that. And yeah, so got Seth in the chat, geeked up. He's geeked up. Guys, this is just the beginning. So make sure you're ready for this and checking out all these posts. And someday a lot of these picks will not be free to the public. So there's a lot of work that goes into these picks from a lot of different angles. Seth did this one and put it together, did a great job picking it. He wanted to get Dallas Cowboys minus 3.5. For those of you guys who watched that game, absolutely incredible game all the way to the bitter end. You can go check out the post on the Bet with Gin Instagram. Make sure to check that out. As soon as you can, because it's getting updated. There's posts. There's actually a new bet that just got put in there regarding the game going on right now. And this will kind of turn into somewhat of a watch party later in the show. But I just kind of wanted to do a little check-in, going live here around 9:00 p.m. Eastern time on the East Coast. So yeah, let's talk about this game again. So we had the Cowboys minus 3.5 against the New England Patriots. Mac Jones and the Patriots offense were clicking, and they were getting things done, moving the ball down the field, doing what they had to do. It was 21-20. I remember looking at the screen. I'm like, oh, man, I got to go check that game out. Got to watch it. It's going to be a nail-biter going down the finish. And the Patriots had the ball up 1 point. And I'm like, you know what? For Seth to cover this one, it's going to, take a miracle almost. And the next thing you know, Trayvon Diggs comes through, gets the pick six, and they get up. I believe they went for 2, so they were up 5 at that point. So that made it 25-21. So Seth would have barely been covering by 4 points when he had minus 3.5. The exact next play, Mac Jones made a pass, and the guy's escaping me right now, but let me check the guy that got it. But basically, needless to say, it doesn't matter. The guy defending him was Trayvon Diggs. That was Trayvon Diggs' man that scored for the Patriots to make it a 27-25 game. They went for 1, or they went for 2. They made it 29-26. They made that game 29-26. So it was a game between, it was only a field goal away. They wound up coming down the rest of the field. Zerline kicked the 49-yarder. He missed a 51-yarder earlier in the game and set this one through the upright, sending him to overtime. So, Seth, here's some inside scoop, some testimony. I was sweating before that pick six and sweating even more when they didn't get the ball in overtime, then sweating even more when they could have kicked a field goal. So there's a lot of different opportunities that really transpired to make different things happen. The bottom line is, and you can see here in the caption, it says Seth the connoisseur with the big hit on a 4-leg in regards to the Dallas game. It truly isn't over till the clock reads zeros, a whirlwind of emotions to say the least. But if anything's to be learned, it's to have faith in your knowledge and expertise through to the end. Now, I couldn't say that more, with any more emphasis than I'm saying it right now, because you have to trust it to the end. And I felt it. I was going to talk. Me and Seth were in cahoots this entire game through this fourth quarter because we knew this was the game that had to hit for this parlay to hit, right? So for this one to hit, it all rode on this game, and things weren't looking really good for the Cowboys late in the game. So you had to have faith in your offense, had to have faith in certain play calling. Mike McCarthy and the entire offense having to, get things right, get things set up in the correct way to make the end outcome happen. So I'm sure there's people out there that had, maybe New England plus 3.5, and they're seeing this, they're like licking their chops. They're like, you know what? I'm sure the Cowboys are just going to kick a field goal and end this game and call it good. That's not the case. They and I kind of felt like this was going to happen. They got a couple of good gains. They had a fourth down where they had a clutch first down and got in field position enough to put themselves in the right position where they could have kicked it, but there was enough time on the clock and the downs were in their favor to the point where they weren't going to go to Zuerlein right away. They weren't going to revert and go to Zuerlein right away. They wanted to make sure that they, had some certain plays or maybe even get better field position. Next thing you know, Dak Prescott finds CeeDee Lamb along the right sideline with a good pass, good catch, and a basically easy walk-in, outreached arm touchdown to win the game. So obviously there's no extra point going into this, going into overtime, but the winning final was 35-29. The Cowboys win it. So then they pan to Jerry Jones and everyone's crazy. But what they don't know is that the spread was what it was. So if this wouldn't have went to overtime, I got to say Vegas and those bookies got this one correct. So props to Seth. A lot more bets coming out on the Bet with Jim Page. And this is obviously a big winner for him. And it's going to send a lot of good vibes towards everybody that is involved and the entire Gin Sports Network and the entire betting packages that are going to be coming out very soon. So make sure to stay posted with that and stay tuned for that. So really exciting stuff. We got the game on right now. Seattle and Pittsburgh are tied with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. And Geno Smith's at the helm. They just put a graphic up of what actually happened to Russell Wilson. And it showed like right here on his index finger where he snapped the tendon right at the top of the finger there. It was pretty, it had to be a gruesome injury. Happened so fast, based on, his pass, his follow through came through. But that's why Russell Wilson's not the helm. It's Geno Smith. But we're thinking we're going to find some holes in this Pittsburgh defense. We're going to shut down Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers offense with our defense. And I'm pulling hard with this pick too. Got this one to be the fourth out of a fifth leg to hit for my parlay that I got going. Didn't post it. I kind of did it last minute. So I kind of, and that's the thing too, with the Bet with Jim Page, not every single bet is going to be posted, but you can guarantee any bet that is posted, there is real money being placed on those bets, not just a handicap. And those picks that are posted on the Bet with Jim Page, they're different than say, Cody and I's picks. We could either throw money on those or not. So there's going to be trap games that sometimes we've got to pick. Just to get in there and put those picks out there for college games. So NFL games are a little bit different, but there will be college bets that will most likely be placed on this page. And we're going to get more analysts and bettors and handicappers and things like that to the team that will be added, and they will be able to promote and present these picks. The ones that we decide to post, that is, to this Bet with Gin Instagram page. So make sure you stay tuned to that. And that's after Pittsburgh scores a touchdown. Didn't even see that. Najee Harris, the Michigan State Spartan, doing work out there for the Steelers. And, we're not going to talk about that right now. So, the Cowboys, they came out, did the job, got it done, got the win, made Jerry happy, and got the hell out of there. So, really impressive stuff at Gillette Stadium in New England, against Bill Belichick and Mac Jones and the entire Patriots team in shambles. At least that's how they're feeling. They're not really in shambles, but they're feeling that way. I believe they're 2-4 now, 2-4, as the Lions dropped to 0-6. And I've had some close people talk to me about, the outcome for the Lions. What's the outcome for the Lions? What are they looking for? What do they have to look forward to? Is it anything? Do they have anything to look forward to? The answer is, a short no. Basically, the short answer is no. And they just got a long way ahead. The commentators were even starting to have pity on Dan Campbell and the entire Lions team. And they panned to different fans. They're like, oh, my God, I feel bad for these fans. Look at these fans. They're coming expecting their team to win. They're just, falling apart, feeling like shit going to these games, wasting gas coming to these games. Some of them are season tickets holders, and they're just feeling like shit, coming to these games. It's crazy. So I pity those people, but at the same time, I don't feel bad for them at all because they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're getting themselves into. If there's anything to praise them for, it's the faith that they have in their team, regardless of how shitty they are and how terrible they have presented themselves to the entire NFL and the entire league. So it's kind of a sad, piss poor performance all around for the Lions, and it's shown. It's really shown. And there's been some close games in there. Don't get me wrong. There's been some close games. There's been some heartbreakers. But to say the least, and to put it lightly, there's really nothing good to take away from this Detroit Lions team. And, I'm going to sound like a Debbie Downer when I say that, but I'm more or less being a realist when I say that. Another bet that I had out there that I want to touch on, my lock of the week that I said on the fantasy podcast on Tuesday was Cardinals money line. They came in plus 2.5. I believe even on the spread, I'll check the spread right now. And I cannot believe they were favoring the Cleveland Browns in this game. Yeah, Cleveland -3. So Arizona +3. They're coming into this game 5-0, inspired, playing with the chip on their shoulder. And they couldn't be happier with how they've been playing. Kyler Murray doing work for that offense and others to, really make that happen. And now they got Matt Prater, so they're feeling good about field goals, feeling good about extra points. They're not worried. Okay, they're not walking on eggshells like some of these teams in the NFL are. So those are things to consider too. That was a huge mistake by the bookies. That should have been an Arizona -7, or if not -7.5 game where Arizona would still have easily covered, winning 37-14 against the Browns. So I'm not discounting the Browns. The Browns have definitely got it going on a hell of a lot more than the Lions do. So that's a step in the right direction for Cleveland, but not good enough to face and beat this Arizona team. They're too good. They're gonna be really hard to beat. It's gonna take something really special to take them out. Now let's talk about the hat that I'm wearing. So if you see it here, Los Angeles Raiders, read it and weep. We all know John Gruden has since retired and stepped down from his position at head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. And it is what it is. That's just one of those things where he caught himself between a rock and a hard place and really didn't have many options when it came to what he wanted to do as far as remaining a coach or even remaining in the league. And we can see on this tape, on this game cast, that the Raiders have won against the Broncos, had them in a parlay. They're coming out. They're feeling better about themselves. And I don't know if Gruden was bringing in some bad vibes into this Raiders locker room or not, but they're playing a different game of football than they were before. So to win against the Broncos, especially, you're looking at these different discrepancies on the bookie line. Denver -5. I get they're playing at home, but they're playing the Las Vegas Raiders. These guys, they gave Baltimore a run for their money, and it was not an easy game. And I think they wound up winning that game. So, to look at this Las Vegas Raiders team and say that they don't have the tools, they don't have the pieces, is just a false statement. And I think to have John Gruden be absent now, he was bringing some, bad mojo into the locker room or into the, training camps or, practices, whatever he was doing, wherever he was taking part in. He might have been taking some bad eggs, or he might have taken himself. Imagine him as a bad egg, taking himself and removing himself from that situation. They have that chance to remove that cancer from their team and move on and become better for it. So things are looking up for the Raiders, even though they felt like they were in shambles. They're looking to do better things, and I think they will going forward. So don't count this team out. They still got a lot of potential going forward. So a lot of good stuff. But yeah, guys, just want to make this a really quick show. We're here at the 20-minute mark. you haven't checked this one out, make sure to check it out when you get the chance on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. And let's watch this game. We're down 0-7 right now against the Steelers. We're going to have faith. We're going to watch it. Russell Wilson is watching from the sidelines, and he's feeling good. He's feeling inspired. So make sure to check out that Instagram handle that's at the bottom left of your screen right now, at BetWithGin. Should be a familiar name. It was our name for the longest time for our main Instagram. It is now Gin Promotions for our main one. That represents the company. Obviously, you have the Gin Sports Network that encompasses everything we do regarding sports and sports coverage. But check out Bet with Gin, hosting all the picks that we put real money on and we present to the public. And there will be other products and packages coming out very soon regarding bets that will not be posted publicly to our Instagram before they are placed. So obviously, we're going to be posting winning bets. Might even post some losers on there. We'll have to post some losers because I've yet to meet a sports bettor that doesn't lose from time to time. As long as you win more than you lose, being consistent with your units and your unit allocation, keeping your bankroll in check, and basically managing your risk. If you can do those things and do them successfully and win more than you lose, you're going to be successful. You're going to do fine. So take those words to the bank. There's going to be a lot of things coming out on the Bet with Gin Instagram. So stay posted to that. Stay in the loop so you don't get left in the dark. I'll leave it at that, though, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight to the NFL Sunday show. I'm your host, as always, John J. II. Look forward to me and Cody coming out tomorrow on the Gin College podcast. And stay tuned for the Turkey Bowl. Those dates will be released ASAP this week for sure. Both for the Turkey Bowl and the disc golf tournament coming in late November. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll be in touch very soon. But for now, I'm John J. II. Have a great night.